Game week is officially upon us. We are facing the Dallas Cowboys in 6 days. Super excited. Hopefully, you guys are having a good Labor Day weekend and Labor Day. I want to say happy Labor Day to y'all. But we got some news to talk about what Trader Joe can add to this team. If you haven't seen, Joe Schoen has continued to add players to this team, make this team more competitive, and just adding where we can because we want to try to shoot for the NFC title this upcoming season, let alone the Super Bowl. This team overperformed last year with a little less talent than we have now, so we're looking to continue to add talent, trading for Isaiah Simmons, trading for Darren Waller, and who knows, man, do y'all think Mike Evans is going to be a New York Giant? That's what we're talking about today, and we can dive straight into it, man. So Mike Evans was looking for a new contract heading into the last contract of his season with the Bucks. He didn't agree to a contract heading into the season. Now, Mike Evans is age 30, going into his age 30 season. He's making around $16 million a year. He wanted a new contract. He's been loyal to the Bucks, and listen, if I'm the Bucks, I don't know why you haven't paid him for a contract. I understand he's 30, but he's been a loyal player to you guys. He's been playing really well. He's been underrated, I can say, because you never hear him in the top 5 conversation around the league. But yet he continues to rack up 1,000-yard seasons. And the biggest concern for him heading into this season is who's his quarterback? Like, who's throwing to this guy? Is he going to be able to perform the same way? Now, his first half of his season, he did play with Jameis Winston, which Jameis Winston is not Tom Brady. But is Baker Mayfield even close to any of those guys? Now, looking at the Bucks, we're not trying to look at them and focus on them. You know, I'm talking about Mike Evans fantasy-wise because he is on my fantasy team. But Mike Evans not being happy about not getting that contract could lead to him getting traded. Now, do I think a trade would happen soon? I don't. I personally don't think so. I can see this going on if the team's not competing, if the team is like winning 3 games all year. They'll probably deal him at the deadline, try to get anything they can for him because, once again, if they don't agree to a contract and he walks, they get nothing for him. Now, do I think his price would be high? No. That's why I'm kind of considering, hey, if Joe Schoen thinks that it's good to go for Mike Evans, I'm on board. One, because I trust in Joe. What we should know is we have to trust Joe with every single move he's made so far. It proves to not be wrong yet. We have to see them on the field. Walden needs to stay healthy. Isaiah Simmons was a 7th-round draft pick. Who cares what comes out of it? Little things like that is what makes Joe Schoen calculated with his decisions and why I need to trust him. I need to trust him whatever he's doing. So if he feels like we should go for Mike Evans and he goes for it, I'm all for it. I can see it costing a 4th round, 5th round, something like that, especially heading to the last year of his deal. So we don't have the security of next year. If this team is competing and we need to add something to be better, why wouldn't I take on a Mike Evans? Now, I did go ahead and post it on my community tab. If you haven't seen my community tab, I post stuff daily or every other day. So make sure you're staying tuned on that and comment down below your thoughts on those things. Some people are telling me, hey, man, why would we want a high-priced wide receiver that's aging, that's not fast, all these different things? I hear you. I hear you. But I think what really messed it up for us is how hyped we were for Kenny Golladay. Having Kenny Golladay and signing him to a big contract, hoping he was going to do something and he never lived up to it, I think that puts a stain on the type of wide receiver that Mike Evans is. Mike Evans is similar to what Kenny Golladay was, but not the same player. Mike Evans is a proven guy. Mike Evans is a guy that he's a deep threat. He's not the fastest guy, but he's a deep threat because when you throw that ball up there, 50-50 chance he's coming down with it. And Mike Evans is one of the best wide receivers in the league, hands down. Kenny Golladay had injury issues. So does Mike Evans, but not to the same extent. Listen, he's heading into his age 30 season. Once again, I don't think it would cost much. And now with his contracts do weigh a toll on teams. Now, do I think that Mike Evans will be sliding over to the Giants and getting paid the full salary? No. I think if it's Joe Schoen, knowing that we don't have all the cap space in the world, if Joe Schoen trying to make a trade for that, there's going to be a type of deal where the Bucks take on 75% of it, and the Giants only have to pay 25 or 50-50. The point is that anything helps, and I don't think the Giants would take on all of the contract while sending pieces over to take off of the Bucks' hands. I don't think that's going to happen. Mike Evans, adding him to the wide receiver room, would have guys like Darius Slayton be a lot more open. Darren Waller be a lot more open. Who knows? Darren Waller would probably still be the top threat on our team, and now you got one-on-one on Mike Evans all game. Come on, why wouldn't you want that? Why would you not want that? Now, I understand we do have some young dudes on this team. Let the young kids play. Let them continue to develop and let them continue to make plays in this team. Now, do I think Mike Evans would hinder that? I don't. If anything, it makes their job a lot easier. A lot easier. Now, it is a real topic. Who would we cut? What would we have to give up? Now, going into it, right, because I know we still have 7 receivers on this roster. while also having Cole Beasley on the practice squad. Once again, if a trade was to happen, this is like 8 weeks down the road. Can an injury happen? It can. So our whole opinion on like what the wide receiver room would look like right now, it might not be that in a couple of weeks. An injury can happen. Or even, which I was thinking about, there could be a cut in another position. Who knows? Maybe there's an extra defensive player that we cut because we feel like we don't need him. Players like that you can just cut on, move on from. Yes, you're adding a wide receiver to the room. You're going to have 8 wide receivers heading into the different type of games. But if you can add a Mike Evans, why would you not? Last season, I'm saying it just straightforward. Last season, the Giants started 6-2. They were extremely competitive. And I was saying, let's get a wide receiver, let's get a wide receiver, let's get a wide receiver. The price, extremely high on a lot of the players. A Jerry Jeudy, there was like a first-round pick or a second-round pick that was wanted. A Chase Claypool went for a second-round pick. Players like that, nah, I can't buy in on. But a Mike Evans that I know won't cost a lot, because at the end of the day, these teams need security. Having a guy under contract for a very long time is something that a player would want, and that causes value itself. If I'm trading for a guy that has 2 years of control, it's going to cost me a second-round pick, a third-round pick, a first-round pick. If I'm trading for a guy that he could walk off of my team after this upcoming season, it's going to cost like a 4th or 5th round pick. This won't cost that much. In my opinion, it won't. He's not going to go for a 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round pick because nobody has the security with Mike Evans. It's not a for sure thing that he's going to be able to sign with us. So if it's up to me, if I'm Joe Schoen, and I feel like, hey, we can add Mike Evans right now, I'm doing it. I'm telling the Bucks, hey, take 75% of the contract. I'll keep 25. I'll give you a 5th round pick. That way, they're losing. Most likely, if they have a losing season, who says that Mike Evans wants to stay? It's not a for sure thing that Mike Evans wants to stay either. So there's a lot of things that are coming into factor when it comes to a trade like this. But if I'm the Giants, I'm making this trade. If I'm a Giants fan, I'm making this trade. I want my team to be as talented as possible and continue to add when you have other guys in this division, a CeeDee Lamb, a Brandon Cooks, a Michael Gallup on the Cowboys. You got an A.J. Brown, a Devontae Smith, and I don't even know the 3rd receiver, but I'm pretty sure he's not all that bad either. We need guys like that. Jalen Hyatt can still be on the field and still be explosive. Darius Slayton can still be on the field and be explosive. Isaiah Hodgins can still make an impact. Yes, would it shake things up a little bit? Would it shake things up for a Wan'Dale Robinson? No. He's playing in the slot. Mike Evans is going to be an X wide receiver. The only people I can really see it taking a hit on is a Jalen Hyatt or a Darius Slayton. That's it. Paris Campbell still getting his touches. Wan'Dale still getting his touches. Sterling Shepard is still going to make the impact that he was going to make anyways. I don't see it hindering too much. Because once again, if you're me or if you're a Giants fan, why wouldn't you want a more talented guy? I think he would be hands down the best wide receiver in this room, age 30 or not. He would be. And I look at him and compare him to guys like Julio Jones, where late in his career, which he hasn't, I don't even think he's officially retired yet. Late in his career, the athleticism was just not there. But he leaned on that athleticism. He was a big body wide receiver that could also run a 4.3, 4.4 speed. Julio Jones was a monster. So when he lost a little bit of that, he lost his playing style. Mike Evans, I don't think he resorts on that. He just knows how to play the position. We've seen it firsthand. We've seen it in Daniel Jones' debut. We've seen it when we played him after. Mike Evans is a dog. And if it's up to me, I think I would add Mike Evans in a heartbeat. And whatever it costs, I'm sure Joe Schoen would be able to manipulate it how he wants to, and we would make it work. So if I'm the Giants GM and I'm believing in Joe Schoen, I'm going for Mike Evans. Y'all let me know down below what y'all think, man. Also, subscribe down below. Road to 10K is still acting, man. Like the video. And once again, I will be live this Saturday. Mark your calendars. This Saturday, I will be live at 8 p.m., man. We're going to be talking about the Giants and Cowboys matchup. I'll probably still drop a video, but I need y'all to be tuned in on that live stream, man. The first live stream. But I need y'all to join in on that, man. I appreciate y'all so much. I will catch you on the next one. There's more videos to the left. Go Big Blue.